Hi guys, in this video we are gonna be talking about Kenya versus Uganda. I've been in both countries and I have a lot to say. So to break it down, let's start with safety. So which country is safer? So when you're in a country, you always have this feeling of I can be here at this time and stuff. And of both countries, I feel like Uganda feels safer. And that may be biased because I've lived here my whole life. But it's different because when I was in Kigali, I felt safe. But in Nairobi, I did not. One time I was walking around and somebody looked at me like he wanted me to buy from him. And I almost got chased down. Just to buy from him. And it was so creepy. I just continued hurrying. And it was daylight. Broad daylight. We are talking 2 p.m. So in terms of safety, I feel like I would rather live in Uganda. When you're in Nairobi, everybody tells you, be careful, be careful. But I don't get that a lot here. Although at night, I was able to walk at night down and I was feeling on the edge, but I reached safely, so nothing happened to me. But I really feel like in safety, Uganda is better. So number 2, opportunities. So I never got a chance to work there, but there are so many multinational companies in Nairobi. We are talking Oracle, we are talking Microsoft, those big American companies. And if you land a job there, man, so when you're in Nairobi, and they make a lot of money. So on paper, Kenyans make more money than Ugandans. So there is way more opportunity in Nairobi. Like the city is fast-paced and you can feel that, you feel the energy when you're there. I mean, even Uganda is fast-paced, but wow. I feel like if I wanted to make money, and also the infrastructure, banking and PayPal, they have these services, Paystack, they have these services which Uganda just cannot, is not even remotely close to having. The infrastructure in Nairobi or Kenya is very, very good if you compare to other countries. The GDP is better. Population, I feel like the opportunities that you get, I would rather live in Nairobi 100%. For the food, well, I've been in Kenya several times, and the last time I was there, I kind of liked the food. There is this thing they have for maize and beans. I don't know what it's called. And it was exotic, if I can use one word. But I know it may be a little bit, but Uganda has better food. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, I was in a restaurant. I paid, it's cheap. That's for sure. I liked how cheap it is, but it wasn't good. The food was spoiled. The one I had, which is confusing. Why? I couldn't even finish it. I had fries and chicken. It was good, but in other words, Uganda's food is much better in terms of taste, and it's we put in more love in the food that we eat. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I really like the food. I really prefer the food here in Uganda than Kenya's food. And friendliness of the locals. When I was in Kigali before, I really never encountered a rude person. Never. And I was there longer. But in Kenya, oh my gosh, I had 2 encounters where people were so rude to me. I'm what? I'm not gonna go into details with this one, but to sum it up, I think Ugandans are much better. We are not the best in the world. There are some assholes here, but if you had to compare both countries, I feel like Ugandans are much more friendly. Yeah, I wouldn't talk much about this one because it's a bit too negative and personal experience, but Kenyans were kind of rude. I got catfished. Gosh, it was wild. Then let's talk about the cost of living. This one, hands down, it's Kenya. Kenya is very good in this regard. Here in Uganda, we are always overpriced. The internet is so stupidly expensive. We are talking 130,000 shillings for a month of data if you want unlimited. But in Kenya, it was 38,000, equivalent, Ugandan equivalent, not Kenyan. you can convert, but like it was so cheap. And wow, I really liked the cost of living. I was able to get ice cream for like 8,000 Uganda shillings. You know, I converted everything, but like a liter here in Uganda, it's just half a liter. So those are the small things that we are comparing. But even accommodation, I lived in a half decent motel, but it was like $8 per night. It's crazy. It's crazy cheap. Like your money goes far in Kenya. You make more money and it goes far. That's what I'm talking about, man. I really love this thing in that regard. So I don't know which is where I would rather live, but this is a tough tie. To be honest, you guys should let me know in the comments if you've lived in both countries, which one is better. But I mean, if you were to ask me if I'm rich, or if I want to make money, I would really go to Kenya, that's for sure. Because Uganda, it's tough. It's tough, guys. I'm gonna cry. It's tough. But if you just want to like lay back and chill, I think Uganda might be a better place. But yeah, that's my opinion, guys. But let me know in the description, and I'll catch you in the next video.